Here on the press box for a couple minutes. We get to chat with Brett Rypien. Brett, we found out a couple days ago, I guess, that you were named captain. What did that mean to you to be a captain of this team?
It meant a lot, honestly. Especially voted by the teammates. That's huge for me, and it's a big honor. And now moving forward, I just gotta continue developing that leadership role, and I'm big into servant leadership. So just keep being the hardest working guy on the team.
It sounds like leadership's been a big talk amongst the team with Coach Arson and trying to find leaders. Went with the 4 captains this year instead of the 2. I know the quarterback's always seen as kind of a leader, but to be the quarterback, to be the captain, have that unofficial C on your chest, what does that do for you, maybe in terms of leading this offense? Or has anything really changed?
No, I don't think a whole lot changes. I've always been taught that the quarterback should be the hardest working guy, should be one of your main leaders on the team, and I think I just kind of naturally have taken that role, and obviously need to continue that and really help out the guys this season.
Was it a surprise to you at all? I mean, it sounds like you do a pretty good job of leading by example, but still to be a sophomore, it's pretty rare around here for a sophomore to be named a team captain.
Yeah, I think that the one thing was I'm pretty young still, but I feel like I got a pretty good grasp, with the team, and I feel like when we're out there, guys are looking at me a lot, and I think that's a good thing. Obviously, being a quarterback, you want guys to look at you in adverse situations, and I think that's good. And like I said, I just got to continue to keep working hard and being that guy.
We always hear that you're in here at 6 a.m. watching film. I'm assuming it's not easy to get up every day and get here that early. So is it nice to get that a little bit of validation that people are noticing, I guess?
Yeah, I think guys do notice, and I think if I can bring more guys with me, starting to do that stuff, get that attitude, let's get here early, leave late, come back and after practice watch extra film, because you never know what you're going to find. Maybe that one little piece of film that you watch, can make a difference in a game, and if I can continue to do that and get more guys doing that, I think we'll be pretty well off.
Have you noticed guys follow?
Yeah, a little bit. If I want to really watch something with a guy after practice, maybe we didn't get a good rep or whatever, I'll bring him up here. I'll just text him, let him know we need to run this a certain way, that type of thing, or I'll talk to the coaches about it. Because ultimately it comes down to you got to get perfect reps in practice. Make it as hard as you can in practice. So when it gets to game time, it's just muscle memory.
Boise State quarterback, sophomore captain Brett Rypien joining us here on the press box. And Jay, Brett, we heard from a couple of your roommates, Jeremy Nichols, you never have the iPad not in your hand. You're never not watching film. He says he's going to knock on the door and try to say, what'd you do in this play? Do you ever do anything else other than watch film? Do you do anything for fun that's not football related?
Yeah, they exaggerate a little bit. I'm on the iPad a lot. I like that iPad, and we got a new app that makes it really easy to watch film and pull up whatever I need to. But most of the time I'm just relaxing at home. Just trying to get my mind off football. But in the summer, yeah, I definitely watch more film. But right now, when I come here, I'm focused on football, but when I go home, I'm just relaxing.
We last talked to you when fall camp started. We're done with fall camp, obviously, kind of a game week, quote unquote, this week. How have things gone for you? Where do you think this offense is at? Where are you at personally, as you guys are about 8-9 days away here from the game?
Offensively, I think that we're in a really good position. I think the whole team right now, is playing well. We're meshing well, and I'm excited to get into. We kind of got into a little bit of game planning yesterday. Obviously, some stuff's probably going to change, going into the next week. But I think the new offensive staff too. Just a whole different look with Harsin calling plays, and the whole offensive staff is really involved in the game planning and stuff. And that was one thing that I wanted to do more this year is just be more involved in the game plan, so I can see what the coaches are seeing on film and stuff like that. And I feel really good about where we're at, and I feel come game time we should be ready to go.
Just kind of curious, what's the season opener like? It's probably has a little bit of a different feel from all the other games. Just the anxiousness, the excitement that goes into it prior to kickoff.
Yeah, well, obviously I didn't play in the season opener last year, but I remember there's a different feel to it for sure. Guys haven't been out there for a whole year now, and there's definitely more energy involved, and obviously we're going into a place that we don't know much about. The weather down there, from what I've heard, has been subpar at best. You know, it's going to be humid, so you know, it'll be. But obviously, that's not going to affect us at all. You know, we're going to come out with good energy. It is the first game of the year, so there'll be some first game jitters, I'm sure, for everybody. But you know, we got to just be able to settle down and you know, get into just playing good offense.
Have you been doing anything to maybe prep for those? You know, the climate, the atmosphere. I mean, more so the climate that you'll be in down there, and if it is a little more humid, I mean, do you get a little more sweat on the hand, or you got to be cautious about anything like that?
Yeah, you know, definitely the hands get a little more sweatier, and you know, we've been heating up the indoor and you know, watering it down to make it more humid and stuff. But you know, you can't really use any of that as an excuse. You know, once you get out there, you're just playing, and you know, you got to adjust to whatever's thrown at you. So it's I think we've done a pretty good job though preparing for that.
Brett Rypien, our guest here on the press box, and Brett talking to Zach Hill. He said just in the time he's worked with you from February, whenever it was, to now, he's seen you take huge strides. And we've talked to you about your pocket awareness, deep ball, that kind of thing. So what kind of what are we going to see different in Brett Rypien in year two?
I think you'll see a more mature guy. You know, I think the biggest thing for me is just making the right decisions and being accurate with football. And that's one thing that I thought I was inconsistent with last year, and I think that I've taken a big step in my game this year. Trying to work on those things, and obviously we got a lot of playmakers around me and a really good offensive line. So as long as I can, just kind of be a game manager and make good decisions and make the throws when they're there, I think we should be pretty good offensively.
I know that it's kind of a comparison that's always going to naturally come up, but when you talk about the stuff you kind of focused on or wanted to improve on, you talk about pocket awareness, throwing that more catchable deep ball, accuracy. I mean, I feel like we're talking about things that Kellen Moore excelled at. Is that something? I mean, you say you watch a lot of film. Are you still picking apart parts of his game in order to improve?
Yeah, I watch Kellen a lot on film because I think he was one of the best college football players to ever play the game, and a guy that obviously you want to model your game after, especially because he ran the same offense. He was running the same concepts that we're running now, and so you watch how he operated and those type of stuff. But obviously, I got to be my own player. I'm not Kellen Moore, so I got to do what I think I'm best at, and work on my strengths and weaknesses in my game. And I think pocket awareness and accuracy are stuff that every quarterback is working on all the time because he never really can perfect that stuff. But definitely Kellen is a guy that I look up to for sure.
Final thing, Brett. I mean, for me, just how excited are you? Last year you kind of had to wait a couple games. This year you're the guy. Week one, barely over a week away now. I mean, you're done with fall camp. You're in school. How excited are you just to put on the actual game uniform, get down there, get on the plane, and get this thing going?
I can't wait. It's been 9 or 10 months now of just anxiousness. Waiting to get out there, and I think we put in a really good off season, and I think the guys have worked really hard, and I feel like the focus has been really good throughout summer and throughout fall camp, and now it's just polishing some things up and then getting out there and playing, and that's what I think we're all excited to do.
I'm sure we'll talk to you soon, but best of luck in week one, Brett. Thanks.
Thank you very much.